Guys, today is the 10th of November 2020. It's 11:56 in the morning. I just want to make this a very quick video about today, the 10th of November. First of all, I'll just get quickly into it. So we've talked about the goat here and how it resembles or how it represents a kid in a cage. A child goat is called a kid and its head is sticking out of a box. We've got the barbed wiring and everything like that, and all my interpretations for this scene connect me with Texas, perhaps some sort of blackout, some sort of nuclear or chemical plant activity happening, like a meltdown or something. But in the foreground, we can see the goat, which is represented, which is a kid, which represents a human kid, in my opinion. And that reference takes me to the kids in cages down at Texas. Now, we have the barcode 666 on the kid's forehead, and it just so happens that today's news is reporting, that the United States still hasn't reunited 666 children with their parents. And I am not even going to try and if and ah about whether that's a connection to this video. I think it definitely is. 666 children from those cages not reunited with their parents. The 666 barcode on the goat or the kid inside the box. It's a clear um, metaphorical reference to me, what I see right here. And then we have, as the scene continues, the goat or the kid's head, well, not continues, go back a bit. As the goat pops out of the box, the goat's head or the kid's head rotates around in like a circular hurricane-like motion. And we also have that same motion displayed by the Bush character in this scene when his head spins around in a circle. We believe it's representing some sort of meteorological event like a hurricane. It could also represent a whirlpool or a number of things that spin around. But we have talked about a hurricane a number of times and the possibility of a submarine or submarines moving underneath that hurricane, tidal surges and tsunamis coming at the same time or along with it. So while we have the news reporting 666 children in cages, which could connect to this goat scene in the beginning, we then have Hurricane ETA sitting in the Gulf Coast, moving slowly towards this kind of Florida, Louisiana sort of area. But then after around about the 12th or the 13th, yeah, it has it dissipating and disappearing. Of course, I'll still keep an eye on that to see if that's the case. But that's two kind of signals from this video that may be happening in reality. In this scene, again, I'm kind of drawn to the numbers 10 and 11 from the letters over here. I've interpreted them in different ways, but one of the ways is looking at the O as the 11th letter on the chart, where we don't have A, B, C, and D. We have O tilted, which is the 11th letter on this chart, and the Z is tilted as well, or the Z is tilted as well, which is the 22nd letter on this chart. Um, so I'm keeping an eye out on November 22nd for a possible earthquake, because that's what I think the tilted letters represent. But also another interpretation of that would be to look out on 11:10, the 22 being a 24-hour format of the number 10. So just keep an eye out there. Also in this scene from the Avengers Infinity War, I paused it on this scene where the spacecraft has come down to New York and Spider-Man has just picked up the sense of something bad happening or there being danger. And as I was looking, I could see number 10, it's pretty clear, and then followed by what could be the numbers 11 or the number 2. Now, October the 2nd has passed, October the 11th has passed, November the 1st has passed. So the only interpretation I've got left for this one in this year, it would, well, I can't, let me stop there. It's not really the only interpretation for this year, because if you look at the number 10 on the Roman calendar, that'll be December. So you still got a December watch there if you're using the Roman calendar. But if you're just using the Gregorian calendar, then you've only got today's date as being a representation of this. If you go into next year, then you've still got January the 2nd and January the 11th. And I'm kind of just looking at these dates before Trump leaves office, because this video has a lot of emphasis on Donald Trump, or not this video, but the iPad Go 2 video has a lot of emphasis on Donald Trump. So I feel like whatever's going to happen has to happen while he's still president. And if he is leaving, and we don't know, but if he is leaving on January the 20th, January the 21st, then events like these would have to happen before then. So we've only got, 3 months, really 2 months, to kind of look at these dates. So one of those dates is today to keep an eye out. Obviously, there's a separate theory of a kind of like a fake alien invasion. It brings to mind Donald Trump releasing releasing a lot of information about um, alien encounters or UFO encounters that the military have had. Um, and in the beginning of this video, I do remember, let's use this one, that in the eye, I haven't brought it up because I wasn't planning to discuss it, but in the eye I've covered before, when you zoom right in, you can see the image of an astronaut with a white flag kind of waving behind him. Um, all of that is kind of separate to this video and the interpretations in it, but just because there's a spacecraft in this video with the numbers 10 and 11, I thought maybe I should just mention that. But yeah, keep an eye out today, 10th of November, for anything happening. Seems to be around New York, because when we look at this scene again, same as in the Avengers movie where we seem to have the numbers 10 and 11 or 10 and 2 represented in the buildings, we have that again at the end of the iPad Go 2 video where we have the numbers 11 and the number 10 number 11 and number 10 represented in like the building shapes that are kind of also looking like iceberg structures, where we have this huge tsunami wave kind of pushing them over. At the same time, in this scene, you've got the 11 representation and the 10 representation, 1011 in terms of the seeds that are there. Again, you've got this tsunami wave, again, a connection to New York. So just keeping a watchful eye on today for any potential events, as well as the 666 children still missing, which could connect to the beginning of this video with the goat/kid in the box/cage, and then the Hurricane ETA just sitting there, kind of not really doing much, just flooding areas like Florida and things like that. But there's, it's not a category 5, 4, 3, or 2 hurricane. It appears to be like category 1, just above a tropical storm. But the fact is, it's a circular meteorological event that's taking place at the same time as the 666 children still haven't been reunited with their parents. And then on top of that, you've got this scene here, which appears to be connected with the coronavirus, with the child or the representation of a human being, being quite sick. And then you've got this blue pill here, and it just so happens that the vaccine that has been created, and people are saying is 90% effective, has been created by Pfizer, who are the creators of the drug Viagra, which is a blue pill, which sits right here. So can't really say that that is that and that is not, but there's a lot of things that seem to be suspiciously connecting to today. So keep a watchful eye. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.